How do you know Paul is not a heretic using your logic? I'm using your method. I'm using your method now. Now listen to what I'm saying. If I use your method, then you have no grounds to prove Paul is not a heretic. Prove that he's not a heretic. Your method. Don't use my method. Forget my method. Use your method.
I have another reason outside of scripture that you would not approve of. So it's
and who? Joseph Smith?
Yes.
Okay, but that's begging the question because one heretic confirms another heretic. That's all you're doing.
But my reason for believing. Okay, so you're talking about are you talking about Gnostics?
No. I'm talking about at the time of Paul, there were Judaizers, Jews from James that said Paul is a heretic preaching a false gospel. And he mentions that in Galatians, he mentioned that in 2 Corinthians. And you have liberal scholars like the liberal Catholics you appeal to that say that it just so happened Paul's group won out, and that's why we deem Paul as being representative of orthodoxy. But if the other group had won out, then we would have condemned Paul as a heretic. But using your method, can you prove that Paul is not a heretic?
Yes, because what the Judaizers were trying to accomplish if the New Testament can be trusted, it goes against what Jesus.
So you're begging the question, right? Because well, hold on. I'm going to use the Mormon argument in the debate against you. That New Testament was canonized by these Christians, such as Athanasius, that you said by the time I see it, they were heretics. How do you know they chose the right books?
I have to. Well, also because when he talks about the collective witness and all, part of it is because those teachings are repeated in other things I consider. That's part of how.
Yeah, but that begs the question that your collective witness is of God because you're trusting in Joseph Smith and the others to tell you this is how you know truth. But that's simply a group of heretics confirming another heretic.